Hello, friendly nerds, and welcome back to The Last Nerds on Earth presents The Five Crystals. The last time you saw us, we got on a ship and we were going to Waterdeep.
Wait.
Hey,
What are you talking about? 5 crystals.
Oliver, just chill
Where
out.
am
Just let me finish this, and then we can keep going. I'll explain everything in a minute.
Go what? Who are you?
It's Mandrew. Oh, you know me. You also know me as Carly.
I know Carly, but he's not you.
Oh yeah, well, he has a lot more to do with me than you'd think. Well, anyway, everybody, this episode is going to be full of action. Oh yes, we are going to have a battle, and it's going to be super
what are you talking
epic. Yeah, the
I
the
already
episode.
know what's going on.
Oh, it doesn't matter because you're dreaming. This is a dream.
One of them lucid dreams. Where's my totem? I need my totem. Like a bouncing red ball.
You can go back to sleep now.
Right. Sort of have the death-like slumber with nothing going on, thanks.
Okay, good luck with the impending
Night.
battle. All right, we're going to be back to the episode here shortly. I hope you enjoy. And Oliver is very confused. Let's see what happens.
So let's get back to the story. So you three are asleep, and Rain's sort of hanging out with the ship's crew. Well, one of them, and they'll rotate shifts, and you guys get a very nice sleep. Oliver,
Yes.
you don't get that restful of a sleep. In fact, in your subconscious state, you're dreaming. In the dream, there are basically thick black clouds all around you. You're spinning around and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking. And you see a door.
I walk toward it.
It gets closer and grows larger and larger until you're standing right in front of it.
I try to see if it's unlocked.
You reach up and grab the metal knocker and you pull, and there's a blast of warm, hot air. And from deep within the recesses of the space that this door is closed, you simply hear a word, almost like half whispered, half like moaned. Xanathar!
What?
And it goes black and you wake up.
I am literally speechless.
I have the biggest smile on my face. So.
Yeah, Oliver's gonna be out of it for a bit.
So you guys wake up.
I swear to God.
And who was in the room with you, Oliver? It was Rain, correct?
No, Aligrax.
Aligrax. So Aligrax, the sun sort of peeks into the window and slowly lifts your eyelids until you yourself have to open them. And you look across the room at the bunk that Oliver is not sleeping on. He's sitting straight up. And from what you can tell, although you can't really see his face, actually, I don't know, can he?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay. From what you can tell, he is immobile, shocked, like catatonic.
I'm gonna try to speak to him and be like, "Jeez, Oliver, you look like you've seen a ghost."
I just keep staring forward.
I'm gonna slowly creep out of bed and, do the waving the hand in front of the face thing. Like, Oliver, you with us?
I'm just gonna repeat what I heard. Xanathar.
Does Aligrax recognize that word name?
Roll me a history check.
History check.
History check!
Because you see, John recognizes that name.
I know
like
you
it.
recognize it as Xanathar's Guide to Everything, or is that it?
Oh no, I know Xanathar.
Yeah, that's Xanathar's Guide to Everything is a book by Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I know of Xanathar,
The Observer.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, get back to my- that's gonna be like a 50.
A 1-5 or 5-0?
one.
How many fucking 20s did you roll in there, bro?
I rolled it, yeah.
So you do recognize the name, as well as this word can be used to describe them, a prominent thieves guild that works throughout Faerun. They're very, very secretive, but also have a reputation. So it's everybody knows about it, but nobody knows anything about it. Kind of a thing. You do know that they operate primarily out of Neverwinter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they
I think
operate
so.
primarily out of Neverwinter, but they have their reach is pretty large from what you can understand.
They have a presence in Waterdeep.
Yes, they do.
Right. I'm gonna give Oliver a light slap in the face. Try to wake him up.
Oh,
Hey, snap out of it.
wow, yeah. Huh, what's up?
Dude, you
Is
were
it morning?
Yes, it is. You were just repeating the name Xanathar loud. Yeah. What's
As
up
he
with
said that, I sort of came to a start and sat up again. Where'd you hear that name from?
Your mouth. You were just babbling it like an idiot. Are you talking about the Thieves Guild?
Alright. I feel like I could probably trust you enough with this. I was born in Waterdeep, mate.
Really?
Yes. My family, before I was born, joined the Xanathar Thieves Guild. And in an attempt to support themselves for an impending baby, this guy right here, and I point to myself with two thumbs. Anyway, a lot of bad stuff happened there, and I sort of never really wanted to see Waterdeep again. But we have to do what we have to do, and I'll face it if I need to.
Well, that's some heavy stuff, but this time you got us by your side.
Right. And it does make me feel a lot better. Thank you, mate.
That's what we're here for. Anyway, try to shapen up, or everybody else is gonna learn your secret too.
It's a very good point.
It's safe with me.
I give a... Oh, I can't think of the word. A knowing nod.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And if you ever need to do anything while we're in Waterdeep, go for it.
I'll definitely do that. Try to keep
Right.
you guys in the loop, though.
I think that'll be good. Anyway, we got some time before then, so let's get a start to the day.
Right, let's do it.
All right, you guys walk out of the door, and in front of you is Carly and Rain.
Well, hey guys, good morning.
Morning.
Good
Morning.
morning, you lot. You finally woke up.
Yeah, well.
Well, there's a bunch of slaggards there.
On the upside, no one tried to murder us last night, so I mean that's always a positive.
Well, if they
That's a
did,
very
they're
good point.
not bad at their jobs.
True, true.
Or exceptionally good, but we're already dead.
If you're dead, one of us has a problem.
Anyway, should we head above deck, see what's going on?
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so you guys sort of make your way. Oh, that's cute. My girlfriend just texted me that she loves me. Leave this in the podcast. Yeah, but not like she
Did
does.
she watch
Staying.
it?
Probably not. She is not a huge fan of D&D, which is fine. We make it work.
She likes all our Instagram posts.
Yeah, she does because she's very supportive, even if she doesn't like it. She is supportive. That's why I love her. Anyways, keep this in the podcast. So maybe then she'll listen to it. Just kidding. So you guys head up above deck, and most of the crew is out and about. The few that were, it is early morning. Quite a few of them are just sort of eating, and hanging about, drinking a little bit. Not alcohol, just juice and whatnot, as you would. And yeah, you see Lady Bianca and Watermelon Head up at the bow, sort of looking out. The blonde-haired gnome is out, and he is closer to the back of the boat, next to the steery wheelie thing called the helm. The half elves are not up quite yet, and Willis is also there as well. Sorry, Purid and Willis are both there, but Willis is he's just sort of he's actually talking with a couple other of the crew members, and he is showing them his pendant, which upon closer inspection you notice is a road going into the sunset. Basically, is what it's a picture of. Is the road moving into the sunset, and Alagrex, you rolled like a 13. Anyways, you recognize that as the sigil of Lathander.
Makes sense.
I think so.
Alright, then. Everything seems pretty normal.
Well, I walk up and say, "Good morning."
To everybody.
Everybody.
Just
Just shouting it to the world.
the most of the crew and Willis, pretty much everybody just sort of looks at you. Willis gets up and he comes over and he says, "Oh, hello. Hi, good morning. How are you doing today, gentlemen? Oh, terribly sorry I didn't get to meet you last night. Mr. Rain, was it? Is that correct, sir?"
Yeah, that's me. And you are?
My name is Willis, and Willis Carrington. I met and chatted with your friends the other evening, and they mentioned that your name was Rain, and you were traveling together. So I just thought I'd introduce myself to you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Quite well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I don't mean to jump all over you, but I do hope you have a good day, and I'll see you around. I'm having a chat with these gentlemen, so I'll best be back to it. And he makes a short little bow and then quickly walks back over to the two crew members that he was talking to.
Can I do an insight check on him real quick, just to see, because he seems shifty?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I got a 15.
15. All you can tell is he was just being a very friendly guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have any ulterior motive or anything like that. From what you can tell is he was just being honestly just a very pleasant person, just trying to be very nice to you, with no, like I said, no ulterior motive. As you're sort of inspecting him and really giving him like a good once over, you see Philomena off to your left, hiding by a rail, and it looks like she's about to spring up and jump on you.
I pretend I don't see her.
All right. She sort of wiggles a little bit, and then she like leaps on top of the railing and like jumps, just full like spread out, just headed right towards you. And she goes, "Ah, get him!" Shh, and then shushes herself midair, and then she's midair. Are you gonna do anything or let her just jump on you?
Gonna try to catch her.
Okay, roll me a dex check.
Teen.
I heard something teen. That's good enough. You catch her under the arms, and you're sort of just holding her out at arm's length, and she's like upset but also smiling at the same time, and she's like, "You got me!"
I'm like, you really gotta stop announcing yourself.
I
Sneak up
know. I'm doing the best I can. Watermelon
Give her
head.
a pat on the head.
Watermelon head comes over, and you can feel him coming over. Toom, 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 toom. And he looks at Philomena, and he looks at you, and he looks at Philomena, and he goes, "Billy." He goes, "I'm sorry. Can I get down now, please?"
Set her down. For a little pat on the head.
"I'm gonna get you one of these days, Mr. Man." And then she runs off towards the bow of the ship, screaming, "Catch me, Watermelon Head!" And he looks at you guys, and he just goes, "Thank you," and then walks away. And he goes over to, and you can see him. He is playing with Philomena as best he can, just sort of tossing her up a little bit, and being a Goliath, he could toss her pretty far, considering she's like a 2-foot half orc. But he's pretty nice with her. And Lady Bianca comes over and she goes, "Good morning. How is everybody doing?"
Been lively.
I do. sorry. Once again, she seems to have taken a liking to you, and I'm not entirely sure why. No offense. I didn't mean that, whatever. Anyways, and she looks over at Aligrax and she says, I know you're just doing your job. I'm sorry I was a little curt with you. I hope we can be friends. And she reaches out a hand to you.
I shake her hand. I think we could all get along quite well.
I think so too. And she doesn't really jerk you, but like sort of pulls you in close a little bit. And she's like, so, did you ferret out any murderers last night? Sort of like with a half smile on her face.
Well, if I did, you didn't find out.
That's very true. Very true. Right. Well, if you guys need a spot of food, we've got a little bit, but usually it is your own food that you bring aboard. I hope you did bring some.
Yeah, I've got whiskey.
Like I said, so you guys do have like 10 rations. I'm not gonna really harp on like you have to eat this or that or whatever. So
Got my own rations.
okay. Well,
Yep.
we're just about for breakfast, so feel free to take a seat anywhere. And she sort of gestures to the deck that's laid out in front of you. And now that it's sort of daylight and you guys aren't really, trying to get settled in or eyeball people or anything, you notice that it is basically it's a long ship. It's fairly wide, but definitely not as wide as it is long. It is a single mast ship, except for closer to the back there is a smaller one as well, and you can sort of guess that might be to assist with steering. There is a till and sort of a higher end place for the helm, and then there's obviously the stairs that lead into the belly of the ship. So yeah, it's basically breakfast time. It's early morning. The sun's just coming basically full bore over the horizon, and you guys are headed south. It looks to be a fairly clear day.
Right.
All right. So I'm just gonna keep describing then. Well, I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk to anybody or anything like that, but
No,
you guys. What's that?
As the captain goes back to her duties, I give her a wink and a smile, just a little harmless flirting. Then I'm gonna go help out where I can with the other sailors.
Okay. Yeah, and actually she gives you like a little half wave. Doesn't seem to really be responding to it too much. But over the next couple of days, you guys are sort of, Rain, you're helping with the boat. What do you guys really want to do during this time? Other than just sort of talk to people and hang out and,
I think I get to know all those people as best I can.
Okay.
And especially the elves. I kind of act dumb around them, even though I do that normally.
Really acting.
So they're a little standoffish. Berkston, not so much as his personality, but more he's a little bit of a private person. Not against anybody else's personality. That's just who he is. His business is his own, and no offense taken, but none really given either. So you don't learn too much more from him. You do sort of talk to Parrot a little bit, and he sticks to his story of he's going down to Waterdeep to try and charter something up to Neverwinter from there. And then, let's see, Willis is very friendly and warm to everybody. He doesn't really have much of a bad thing to say. On the fourth day, he does get a little bit seasick, but other than that, you guys are having a pretty decent day. And then the morning of the fifth day at sea, you guys are probably about 2 days out from hitting what you would stop at Neverwinter for. Probably 2 days away from there. When from above the mast, you hear, "Captain! Captain!" He goes, "Yes, what is it?" "Out aboard, Captain! Port side off the bow. There's a boat out there." And, she's sort of, of course there's a fucking boat. We're in the fucking water. And then she looks out, and the rest of you look out as well, and you see that there is a large ship. It's a little bit smaller than the one that you guys are currently riding, but it is actually tilting at almost a 45-degree angle. If you wanted to get a protractor out, it's like 30 to 45 degrees. And it has, from what you can tell, it's just listing there. And you can see... white sails. It's essentially just a brown ship. Doesn't seem too ornate or anything like that, but it's sort of just sitting there. And the captain calls, right, port turn, full ahead. And she comes down to the four of you and says, right, so normally we don't, but I was thinking we might need to check this out. They could be in trouble with the sinking. I mean, we do have plenty of room on this boat for a second crew if we need to. Like I said, we don't normally stop. What do you guys think? Do we need to stay the course or check this boat out?
Well, I'd say listing that much is a good chance that ship's probably sinking. We should definitely
That's what I was thinking,
check to see if there's anyone there.
I mean, I'm no hero. I'm just
I would
simple
think so as well.
transport. But yeah, I think we might need to go check that out. Is there anybody against this idea?
I was a criminal before, and I played pranks for people. So I think we should get up and make sure there's no other boats around. Make sure this is not a trap.
Oh, it's not a bad idea. And she looks to the right and to the left, and it's just flat ocean water everywhere. For what I can tell,
maybe
we're
get
good.
a little higher to look. I don't know.
Boat only stays at sea level, dear.
Well, you have a crow's nest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Run up there to Charles and just tell him that you're doing a lookout for him. He does have a telescope, so if you need to, just grab that and take a gander and let me know if you see anything. So if you want to, you can run up the cat.
I would like to do that and look around.
Okay. So you go ahead and scurry up and give me a perception check.
All right.
9 + 1, 10.
10. Okay. As you're looking around, you don't really notice any boats out there. You can sort of see a few like heat waves coming off the ocean, but you don't see anything.
All right. So I come back down. Didn't really see much. Just some heat waves coming off the ocean a little bit. That was it.
And guys, I'm just gonna let you know, DM to players, there's nothing going on with the heat waves. It was just a bit of flavor text. I just wanted to let y'all know. Don't go investigate the heat waves. There's literally nothing there. Flavor text.
Go
That's all it was.
investigate
Son
the
of a
heat
bitch. You can't get to the heat waves because it's an optical illusion. You never get to the heat waves. You die in the ocean. Game over.
I'd like to investigate the ocean.
Can I roll insight on the ocean? Does the ocean seem suspicious?
I'm face palming so hard right now.
I want to seduce the tuna.
He told you not to part him, man.
Jesus Christ.
Be careful. There are apparently dolphins following us, and if they're anything like real world dolphins, they might seduce you back. So
They're a little rare. Right. So, what you gents think we should do?
Well, I say we go look.
We should go over. Yep. I'm with Oliver.
Right. Port aside, full ahead. Let's go. And
can
so the crew snaps to, and they start to, pull certain ropes that do other things, and then he turns the wheel, and you guys sort of start to slowly drift towards the boat, and you guys are headed right for it. Everybody make me a dexterity savings throw, please.
Natural 20, baby.
All right, so you're good.
I got a 14.
He got a 7.
Sorry. No, I got a 16. I was looking at the wrong roll.
Gotcha.
16. 12.
So 12 and a what?
7.
7. Okay. As you guys are sort of making pretty good speed towards the lilting ship, all of a sudden, the entire ship that you're on shakes with just this furious, like almost like an earthquake, and comes to a grinding halt. And Aligrax and Carly, you guys are thrown to the floor, the deck, I guess, as it were. And half of the crew falls down. Lady Bianca and Watermelon Head stay up, and they sort of, they grip everything. Philomena goes flying. She's on the deck. She's not off, but she did go flying and fell over.
Just scared the hell out of
Yeah,
me for
she's
a
fine.
second.
She's okay. And so you sort of pick yourselves up and look around, and Lady Bianca goes, "What in the hell was that?" And as she says that, a trident comes flying over from the water and pierces the chest of one of the crew members standing by the rails, and he screams and falls over into the depths. And you look over and you see just about 5 or 10 fish-like faces poking out of the water, their lips pulled back to reveal sharp razor teeth, and they're grinning up at you, and they begin to climb the side of the ships. And let's roll initiative.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Dink, dink, dink. All right, so we will start from the top, going with Mandrew.
18 plus 1 is a 19.
Gotcha. All right, next down is Cube.
20 minus 1 is 19.
19. Okay, who has the higher dex? Probably
If I had a
Probably
minus,
Carly.
then probably
yeah, probably
Carly.
Carly. So Carly will go first. All right, let's go with Oliver.
11 plus 3, 14.
14 for Oliver. All right, and let's go with Rain.
I got a 21.
Holy balls, very nice. All right, and let me roll for these guys. Okay, so you guys are being essentially attacked by, it looks to be about 15 or 16 different creatures, and they are slowly making their way up the side of the boat. Okay, so chaos breaks out across the deck of the ship. Tridents are being thrown up from the water. So far, it looks like, let's say 5 of these fish people have made it onto the boat. The captain and Watermelon Head are by the helm, and the rest of the crew is slowly engaging in battle. What do you guys do? It looks like there's 3 coming up from the port side and 2 coming up from the starboard side. We are starting with Rain. Go ahead.
I am going to pick the nearest person, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yep.
And all my double swords, and I'm just gonna go right at him, hacking and slashing.
Hack it and slash it. So he is just coming up over the railing, and you are whooshing, whipping him out. Don't whip him out, but pull your swords out. Go ahead and roll me an attack. Let's see what you got.
All right, 18 on the die, and short sword. So I'm dual wielding here. So that's 18 on the die plus my to hit. I forgot where that's at.
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it should be under your hit plus DC. It's going to be like +5, it looks like. So what was your base roll?
Here it is. Sorry.
Okay.
So it's like 23 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, so you definitely do hit him. Roll me some damage. It looks like you've got, it should be 1d6 plus
I
3.
have to roll to hit. I think I have to roll to hit with my second sword as well. So.
Right, and you don't get to add your thing to it. I do
No, it's
believe.
just straight. I think it's just straight die.
I think you're right, yeah. Sorry, guys, we're still working out the hibbity-bibbities.
So it's 11 for the second one.
Okay, the second one does not hit, unfortunately.
Right. So d6 plus 3.
Yep.
So that's 7.
Gotcha, 7 damage. So you come up right as this fish person is jumping over, and he's got his trident ready to go, and you swing from below and cut up across his chest, and then you bring your second sword, and he's hurt, but he's paying attention, and he ducks the second swing. So you did do some pretty good damage on him. Not too bad. You said 7, correct?
Correct.
All right. So next up in the order is Carly. Go ahead.
All right, am I next to Rain?
You guys were basically closer to the door. Rain was a little bit further up to the bow of the bow of the ship, and so he's engaged in combat with one of them. The rest of y'all are closer to the door that goes downstairs.
All right, I'm gonna run up to the next guy closest to me that's coming up.
Okay.
I'm gonna ready my bow staff, but I'm going to, when he gets close to me, I'm gonna cast poison spray.
Poison spray. Great. Okay, so is that a okay, so it's a constitution save. It looks like of 10. All right. So these guys are sort of climbing all over and they're really start coming towards you guys looking like the most able body that are not in combat, and one gets pretty darn close to you, and so you rear back and thrust your hand forward, and he gets out of the way. Unfortunately, he did save on his DC, so must succeed on a con save or take 1d2. So you puff out this little green smoke, and it gets in his face, but he's still quite wet from the water, and so it just sort of soaks onto his skin and then drips off. Does not cause him any effect. All right, and next in the order is Aligrax. You are next up, and so you've got a couple of fish people pretty close to you on the left side. The starboard side. One's closer to the bow.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what's up?
Port.
Whatever, dude. Port's left, right? And I said
Port is
starboard left. Darn it. Okay, so the port side, you've got two on the port side pretty close to you. One's further up by the bow, where Rain is fighting, and then there's two off to the starboard side.
Okay. Where is Philomena?
Philomena is fallen about 5 feet to the right of you, and you guys notice that she did fall like basically off of the upper deck where the helm is. She was on a railing looking at the ship, and she fell off down, and so she's 5-10 feet to the right of you.
How close to me are the two to my left? Are they like within 5 feet?
One of them's right on top of Carly, and then the other one, which you're pretty close to, and then the other one's a little bit further off. So you're probably in melee range for the one right next to Carly.
All right, then I'm going to attack the one right next to me.
All right, what are we using?
Greatsword.
Awesome. Roll me some attack moves.
Attack, that's going to be a 20.
20. All right, that definitely hits. So roll me some damage.
Some damage. That's going to be 13 damage.
13 damage. All right. So let me see. That was to this guy. All right. So you bring your greatsword just in one quick motion. You unsheath it and slice it basically from the lower hip all the way up to the upper shoulder of this guy. And you start to see this green ooze start to pour out of him. And he looks rough, but he is still up, unfortunately. And so he shrieks. But he's bloodied up, and but he is still up.
Okay, bonus action.
Okay.
I'd like to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Is that a bonus action or? Yeah, one bonus action. You're right. Okay. So yeah, shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice. All right. So you want to cast that on yourself? All right. You pull one hand off of your greatsword and press it up to your own chest, and this white, bright light starts to glow around you, and it starts from your hand and just sort of covers your entire body, and you have Shield of Faith upon you.
And then finally, I'm going to use my movement to go back and stand guard by Philomena.
Okay, so you're right next to her. She is laying prone. You cannot tell if she has been hurt, but she is not moving. And that's all we got time for on you. And so we're going to do Rain. You already went, didn't you?
I think I was first in the lineup.
There's only one guy left, buddy.
There's only one guy left, and it's the fish people. So one of the fish guys that Carly.
Really? They rolled a higher initiative?
Yeah, they
than
rolled
me?
a higher initiative than you. I'm sorry, dude.
Dicks.
And they have a 0 dexterity. So, because you rolled a 14, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's pretty low even for you. So the two fish guys that were right next to Carly, the one that he tried to poison and the one that got attacked by Aligrax, are both going to go after Carly. And so let me pull up their stuff here. Yeesh, this is bad. Carly, have you been hit yet?
I have not.
Okay. So it is going to attack you. It's going to rear back its mouth and try to make a big bite at you. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, and I have a reaction if I get hit.
Okay, tell me what it is.
It is shield.
One
I would
reaction
like to
which you
cast
take when you're
shield.
hit or targeted by a magic. You are hit by an attack or targeted by the magic missile. So, okay, an invisible barrier of magical force appears and protects you until the start of your next turn. You have a +5 bonus to AC, including against a triggering attack. Okay, which moves your armor class up to 19. And so, this is what happens. The fish person basically unhinges his jaw like a snake almost, and he rears down to bite you. And as you see this coming, you sort of move your hands back and forth very quickly, and a weave comes up in front of his teeth, blocks his teeth an inch from your neck where he was just about to bite you, and then covers the rest of your body as he sort of rears back. All right, and let's see. The one next to it that has been very, very highly damaged is also going to make an attack with its a spear that it still has. That doesn't hit at all. That's a 3. And now he is going to make a bite attack against you. So he's also going to rear back and sort of unhinge its jaw and try to come down on top of you. Does a 16 hit? I don't think so with that shield, right?
Yeah, not with the shield, no.
Okay. And so this lasts until the end of your next turn, or the start of your next turn. Okay, so the ones that Rain went after, he is not too thrilled to have been smacked around a little bit, so he's going to rear back with his claws and try to do a raking motion across your belly. Does a 20 hit?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, a 20
Okay.
hit.
All right,
Maybe.
so he's gonna rake his spindly little arm claws at you, and he's gonna do 3 damage, 3 piercing damage, or no, slashing. Sorry. And then he is going to. That's all for that one. And then he's going to bite at you, sort of unhinge his jaw and try to bite down on your neck. And that a 6 doesn't hit you. Yeah, he sort of rears back, but he's sort of off put by the slash that you made across him, and he sort of just chomps in midair. Just chomps in midair. There are 2 on the starboard side. No, wait. Yeah, right? 2 on the starboard side. One is going to move to... They're both going to move to you, Aligrax. One is going to move right up to you and try to reach for the girl, and he does not succeed. So he's reaching in, and he can't get past you because you're just too big. And the other one is going to attack you with his spear, and does a 18 beat your armor class.
Does not.
Your armor class is 17. Oh no, because
Shield
you
of
have
Faith,
the
baby.
shield of faith, man. Gotta
10
watch out for that. Ooh. So he jams his spear right at your torso, and it sort of ricochets off your shield. And so he rears back and goes in for a bite on you. Oh, that's a natural 20.
I don't like that.
I know. So that's bad. So yeah, he's gonna rear back, and his teeth are going to just sink into your shoulder. Let's see. I think that's. Oh no. So he's gonna do 7 piercing damage to you.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's not bueno. And so that's all you guys can see for now. So we're gonna go back to the top of the order, which I do believe is Rain.
You're just forgetting about me entirely?
Oh my god, yeah, I was. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. I'm keeping track of like 18 things. I apologize. It's not. It's,
I got
it's,
you.
it's no
I
excuse.
It's not that important.
I get it.
Oliver, it is your turn,
I'm
basically.
small and faceless, I understand.
Yeah, right. If you don't have a face, I don't give a crap about you. So,
Yeah.
Oliver, you are sort of right by Carly at this present moment, but you see Aligrax off to your right, and Rain sort of taking combat with one towards the bow bow. And what do you do?
So I want to see if you'll let me do all of this in one action. Also using my cunning action, which is a bonus action on each of your turns to take the dash, disengage, or hide action.
Okay.
And I want to climb the mast to the crow's nest.
Okay, so you can move your movement speed up there, which is 25 feet. Yeah, I'll let you move over to the mast and up to the top of it.
Okay. And then I will take a shot with my bow
Okay.
at the one that just bit Aligrax.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. That was that guy right there. So go ahead and roll me some attack moves real quick.
15, where's plus 5, 20.
That's gonna do it. Roll me some damage.
Damage. I'm going to use my little tiny d6. I'm going to send you guys a picture of this too. It's pretty funny. It's a 6.
All right, so you pull back your arrow and let loose, and it flies and sinks into the shoulder of this fish person, nearly making him drop his trident rather. And you start to see a little trickle of blood start to come out there.
I give Aligrax a thumbs up.
Roll me a perception check real quick, just to see if you see the thumbs up.
That's
I like it.
14.
You don't see the thumbs up.
Dang.
I'm just kidding. You see it. It's great. It's awesome. All right, back to the top. Rizane.
What?
Huh? What's up?
Okay. Yeah. So I still got one on me, right?
Right. There's one right up in your face. 2 of them are essentially by Carly, and then 2 of them are on Aligrax.
Okay.
And one of the ones by Carly, I think, looks really fucked up. Yeah, one of the ones by Carly looks really fucked up.
One. I'm gonna go at the one in front of me. Full wielding again.
Okay. Roll me
Get
an-
in there.
Roll me an
Get in
attack.
there tight, just going right for the gut. I want him to bleed out. I want him to hurt.
Okay.
All right, 17 plus 5 on that first roll,
That's a hit.
and oof, no, I 4 on that second roll.
Ooh, no hit. Could have been worse, though. Could
With
have been
that
worse.
Second one.
Yeah.
So let's see how much damage I do to him. 8 damage.
8? Okay.
5 on my d6, and then plus 3.
Okay, gotcha, yeah. No, you should be rolling a d8. No, you should be rolling a d6. Your longbow's a
it's
d8.
D6.
Don't listen to me. So that was.
Don't confuse me like that.
I'll confuse myself. So you do a flurry of slashes in midair, and it's almost too fast for the fish guy to follow. And you fake one and then come up right across his belly, and you can see just sort of the beginning of his entrails just start poking out, and he's in horrible pain. And you come in for the finishing blow, and you just, and luckily he falls back just a little bit, still on his feet, really pissed off.
As he's probably trying to hold his insides in, just look over at his buddies. If any of them are watching me, give him a wink and a smile.
Okay. One of
Them know they're next.
One of his buddy who's over by Carly is sort of trying to take stock of who else might be around here, and he looks over at you, looks at his buddy, and sees you wink, and he just sort of gets a little bit of a shiver going down his spine, but he also grips his spear tighter and gives you he's pissed. So let's go next in the order is Carly.
All right. The one that's pretty messed up, is that the one that's right on me, or the
Yeah.
furthest one from
Yeah,
me?
he's like right up in your face.
All right. I would like to cast Firebolt right at his face.
All right, so roll me an attack.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Excellent.
Oh yeah,
Very
saving it
nice.
for good time.
So I think I'm not sure with spells, but I think you do double damage when you do a nat 20.
Yes, you do.
Well, I know it is with like melee and range, but I'm just not sure with magic. But let's just go with it. Roll me 2 d10s.
I got a 9 and a 5.
Okay, you actually did not need to roll a second one because 9 is exactly how many hit points he had left. You point 2 fingers at him and sort of aim them like you're aiming a crossbow with your hand, and you fire this firebolt, and it gets him right in the throat, and you think it just got stuck, but as you wait a little bit longer, it burns through and bursts out the back of him, and he just gives a quick gurgle and then falls to the ground.
Yes.
Once he dies, Carly, did you want to move at all?
I think I'm gonna make my way closer to Aligrax at this point.
Okay, so you're moving a little bit closer and away from the guy that's he's not in front of you, but he's pretty close to you. So you're moving over there to the right, and let's see, whose turn is it now? Looks like, I think it's Aligrax's, yeah. So Aligrax, it is now your turn.
Alright. So I got the two guys right in front of me.
Yes, one was reaching for Philly, and then the other one was attacking you, and you actually got to do some damage on him.
So I'm going to attack the one that was reaching for Philly with
Okay.
the great sword.
All right, roll it.
Woohoo! Does a 25 hit?
It does not. Weird. Moving
Okay.
up. No, I'm just kidding. Did you crit on that? God damn, I was looking at Firebolt. I was like, how did you get a +2? I don't understand. Yeah. Okay, definitely. Cool. All right, then roll me some damage.
Alrighty. That's gonna be 16.
16 damage. Whew, you maxed those out, bro. Very nice. So, right. Yeah. Right. Math is hard, guys. So, one of the fish guys that was sort of, he's reaches in for Philly again, and you bring your broadsword down, and it almost gets stuck in his back as deep as it sinks into his sort of his back and his shoulder, and you pull it out, and with it there goes this spray of bluish green fluid that just sort of flies out from him. Did you want to move or anything like that? But he's not happy. He is not happy about his certain lot in life.
You better not be.
It's not
No,
a
I'm
good
just
time.
gonna stay in the. Well, I can stay in the same space as Philly, right? Because she's a small creature.
Yeah, she's technically a small creature, so you can stand basically like over her if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so next up is going to be... Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yep. It's the fish people. So you've got one dead with a burned out throat. The rest of them are not looking too hot. And then as you're looking around, you notice that two more have climbed up on the stern. Actually, sorry, three more have climbed up on the stern, and they are engaging Watermelon Head and Lady Bianca in combat. And they have begun to sort of attack them, and they're going back and forth, just trading blows. Ching, ching, ching. Two are on Watermelon Head, and one is on Bianca. And they're sort of fighting. And then you notice the ones that you guys have been engaging in, check something really quick, suddenly start to glow.
It's unusual.
Are you sure? Because it's just fish people hanging out. Okay, so they start to glow, and you see their wounds slowly beginning to heal. And the blood that had flowed out of them flows back into them, and they are looking a lot better.
I thought you said deader.
Nope.
That would've been
Better. Much better. So Rain, the one that you had chopped on is, yeah, he's looking good. Aligrax, the one you attacked. Yeah. So they look like they've only taken like minor blows and scratches in combat so far after this sort of glow has begun crossing them, and then suddenly it stops. So Rain, the one that you're in front of, is going to attack you. Let's see how he does. Let's see that. Plus he's going to try and give you a little bitty bite. It's actually a big bite, but whatever. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, the 17 hits.
Okay. So he's going to chomp down on you and do 3 piercing damage to you.
Oh joy, that hurts a bit.
Yep. And then he is also going to stab at you with his spear. Oh my god, dude. He rolled a nat 20.
Why are you trying to kill us?
I think
Ow!
it's just me.
Dude, I really this is why we might need to go to roll 20 and do our rolls, just so like this supposed bullshit can't happen, but it is a natural 20.
I mean, I trust you.
You know what? You got so lucky. He does 3 damage to you.
Oh, man.
He rolled 2 1s on his
No
damage
way.
dice. Yeah, I'm not pulling any punches on y'all. I'm just telling you what's happening. So he does a very vicious bite on you, and then he goes in to stab you for his spear, and he's still a little. He moves, and his chest wound sort of like opens up a little bit, and so he misses his next stab. And then the one over by Carly saw you move away, and he sprints over, and he's gonna make a stab at you with his spear. I better not use this. I'm gonna roll this die one more time.
A stab at me or a stab at Carly?
Stab at Carly.
Okay.
No. Actually, no. You did call attention to yourself by winking at him, didn't you?
Yeah, I was deliberately taunting him.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna run over to you. Does a 16 hit?
Oh.
Yeah, he's gonna try to
Yeah,
stab
so
you.
16 hits.
Okay. Sorry, man. You shouldn't. Don't taunt the guys. So he's gonna stab at you with his spear, and he's gonna do 3 piercing damage, and he's also going to make a bite attack on you, and that one's not gonna hit. That is a 14. Does a 14 hit?
Ties me.
So it does hit. Shit.
I was hoping you do hero wins ties.
No, sorry. It's attacker. It's always going to be attacker wins ties. Sorry. Oh, man. He did 4 damage with that bite attack. So he rears back and he stabs you and gets you right in the hip. And then he pulls back and he sinks his teeth into your bicep and just sort of rips some flesh off. And you've got blood dripping down your arm there. The one who is over by... How are you looking? Not great, huh?
Puts me right at 0.
That puts you right at 0? Holy shit. Uh-oh.
You just hate me. Like, you just taking me out.
Sorry, dude. So one of the so we still have one that, well, you taunted him. Anyways, so we have one going after, actually 2 over by Aligrax. They're both going to attack you.
Easy peasy.
I don't think a 9 hits, does it?
Not
And
quite.
so he's going to try to bite at you, and king, it just goes right off of your armor there. And then, is that a 7 or a 1? That's a 7. That's a 10 doesn't hit either. So his spear tring, just clings right off of your armor. The other one also infuriated. I'm going to have to roll a different die here. Here we go. Also infuriated, goes to attack you. And oh my god, dude, a 9 doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't.
This would have been great
I'm
for
protecting
Rain.
this girl with everything I got.
And so he tries to bite in at your hand, and it just bounces off. And then he's gonna try to stab you with his spear. And oh my god, he rolled an 8. I swear to God, Rain, I didn't do this on purpose, dude. I promise. I feel so bad. His spear goes swing, and just it does not happen. Do me a favor.
I'm the one taking hits. Maybe
You're
I should've
taking a
been one
lot
there.
of hits, man.
Maybe, I don't know.
Aligrax, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
That's going to be a 12.
Okay. So, you have been sort of blocking, ching, 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 brushing off these attacks when all of a sudden you feel your arms lock to your sides and your feet, while still standing, are immobile and you are unable to move at all.
See, I don't like that.
All right, and that is the end of their turn, I think. There's 3 fighting Bianca and Watermelon Head, and you see 2 more. Actually, yeah, you see 2 more come up from the side where Carly was. Was that port or starboard? Can't remember. Doesn't matter. That side. They come up and they rush into the cabin. And the way the day is there's only, like, the rest of the passengers are below deck. And so, let me actually do one quick thing. Yikes. That's not good. That's okay. It's all right. Okay. The other passengers are below deck. So, where were Next in the order, I think nope, it's Oliver.
Thank you for remembering.
I
me this
almost
time.
forgot.
I know.
I was
My heart
like-
was gonna be broken.
So Oliver, you are currently up in the crow's nest. You fired one successful arrow. What are you gonna do?
Do I see the group heading into the cabin?
Yeah, so they're about to push through the doorway and head in there.
Okay, I'm gonna yell down to Carly. Carly,
Yeah.
they're getting into the cabin. You gotta protect the passengers.
All right, I got it. We need to help Rain. I got a healing potion.
All right, you do that, and I'll try to pick them off as I go. As
All right,
they come. Something. I don't know.
I'll go to him, and then I'll make my way to them.
All right. I'm gonna take a shot at one of the ones that is charging towards the cabin.
All right, do it.
14 plus 5, 19.
That hits. Roll me some damage.
All right.
So you're striking the one in the front or the back. Probably couldn't get the one in front. He's almost into the door. The one in the back, you definitely can hit. So
Yeah, I'd say I'd probably go to the back, and I got a 5 altogether.
5
2 plus
altogether. All right. Gotcha. All right. So after that, so you sink he's running and you sink a arrow ping, right into his calf as he's moving in. And then they disappear into the doors. Next up is going to be the Sky again. So Rain, you are
gotta
currently
make my-
unconscious. So yes.
Make my saving throws.
What'd you get?
At a 15.
All right,
for
that's a
save.
success. So mark it down and yep. All right, so next up is going to be Carly. So Oliver just shouted, run inside, but there are two. There's three. One of them sort of closing in on you from where you once were. Or no, he went over to Rain. Sorry. So there's two fish people sort of standing right in front of you. Aligrax is to your right, Little Philly's down below, and Rain is on the opposite side of the boat near the front.
Crap. All right. So I've got a question.
Yes.
If I give a healing potion to Aligrax, would that unfreeze him? And would that be my full action?
I'm just sort of gonna give his to you because a little bit new. No. So he's being held, from what you can tell, magically or invisibly. You can't tell, but healing potions only work to restore wounds. They don't display or they don't remove conditions. If that makes sense.
Okay, so he's still got two guys on him.
Yeah, they're looking
Correct.
right at him.
All right. Well, before I do anything, I'm gonna have to take care of them. So I'm gonna pull out my daggers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to attack the one closest to Aligrax.
Okay. They're both sort of right there, but I'm gonna assume you mean the one that's sort of more wounded.
Yeah.
So why don't you roll me? Do you have daggers? Oh, that's
I have dual
Aligrax, not yours.
daggers.
I am so
Yeah.
tired of looking at stuff.
And I have two weapon fighting as my bonus action.
Oh, you do, don't you? I'm gonna assume you do have two daggers. Yeah, you do. Okay, boop, boop. There they are. Anyways, go ahead and so you do have two weapon fighting, so you don't need to roll. You can use a bonus action with a different letter on the other hand. You don't add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack unless that modifier is negative. So maybe you might not have been able to do that, Rain. Whatever. Here's the deal. Go ahead and attack. Roll me an attack. Add your modifier, and then for the second one, you will not add your modifier. Or no,
Okay,
that's just
so
to the
that
damage.
would be a D20 and
D20 plus
the
3.
modifier plus 3. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
And I think you can do it.
Okay, the first one is 7 plus 3, 10.
Not gonna do it.
Second one is a 10. Damn.
Damn, not gonna do it. So you pull out your daggers, ignoring all of the magic flowing within you, sorcerer, and you take 2 swipes. You take swipes at this one, and he's just sort of reinvigorated from the magical glow he received, and he's sort of just like dodging back and forth from them, and unfortunately you do miss. Aligrax, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
A
coming
wisdom
right
saving
up.
throw.
That is a 19.
19. So as you are, you're sort of locked in, and suddenly, just absolutely furious, you call out to your god, and he breathes life into you, and your muscles just sort of flex off almost to where your armor breaks, and all of a sudden, boom, from the depths of your own mind, you're able to shatter these things holding you. What do you do?
Can I identify like what happened, or like
Roll
do I know
me-
that this is a? What do I know?
Roll me Arcana.
Arcana. That is 14.
So in your training as a paladin, you actually looked through a couple of different magical spells, and having spent time with Carly and training through the Adventurers Guild, you learned to recognize different sort of magics, and you know that one to be the spell Hold Person that was cast upon you.
And do I have any idea who casted it? Cast.
Yeah, okay. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. That's 11.
11. No, you can't tell. You're not entirely sure where it came from, but you know, you did get a pretty good Arcana check, is that Hold Person has to be cast within 60 feet of somebody. So it's not a super long, like, sniper rifle spell.
Yeah.
So you
And
got
the other boat isn't within 60 feet, right?
No, it's about
Okay.
about 200 or 300 feet out.
Alrighty. In that case, I'm just gonna attack the one in front of me.
That's already wounded.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me an attack. Great sword.
Is a crit gonna hit him?
No, crit doesn't. It's so weird. Crits don't hit fish people.
I
Yeah.
hate it when that happens.
Give me some damage, bro. Roll me 4d6 plus 4.
Alright. That.
Or I think if you just double it. Roll me 2d6 and double it. Does that make sense? I don't know.
That's gonna be 28 then.
Holy shit. Did you hit 2 6s again?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Well, I got a 6 and then I got a 1, but since I've got great weapons fighter or whatever, I can reroll 1s and 2s.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I did not know that. Awesome. That's good to know. I'm gonna have you get attacked from range a lot. So
No, that's
You-
metagaming.
I'm the DM, motherfucker. Dungeon meta. Anyways, you burst out of these restraints, and with rage filling your eyes, there's actually green smoke that sort of begins to waft out of your nostrils and your mouth, and you raise your blade above and swing down, just cutting this poor fish guy right down the middle in half. And he does like Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, where it's just like shwing, and he's like ah, and he like splits into two, and then he just sort of falls and crumples to the floor, sushi style.
Give me the chance to regenerate.
Nope, not this time. All right, so he's dead. Carly took one out. Looks like. Did you want to move at all? I mean, Philly's still
No,
right underneath
I'm
you.
still protected. Kid.
Okay, let's go to. Carly already went. I think it's fish people turn. It is fish people turn.
Yep.
So Oliver doesn't get a turn ever
No.
again. So there is the two over by Rain. See their comrade get split in half, and they both sort of move over towards Oligrax. One of them actually one of them rushes towards you. The other one's gonna throw his spear, if I'm not mistaken. He
One of
is.
them-
Cool.
One of those two is pretty badly wounded.
He was.
Oh, fudge.
He was.
Did we see the lovely green light again?
No, not yet. So let's see. He's gonna throw a spear right at you, Aligrax. I'm guessing a 12 doesn't hit.
Not as such.
Not as such. Not as such, he says. Okay, and then the other one's gonna use up his turn getting over to you. Next up in the order is. It looks
You can
like.
feel me dancing.
No, hang on.
Right in front of you.
Hang on. I gotta get to these other people.
Other
Fish.
people.
Okay, so Watermelon Head is
Come
wielding what?
Go ahead.
I'm doing all the NPCs basically at once. Watermelon
Okay,
Head
I gotcha.
is wielding his great axe, which is essentially a giant anchor, and he's swinging it back, ping, and forth, and he's sort of dancing, and he's wielding it one-handed. It would be difficult for Aligrax to pick up, but he's wielding it one-handed, and he's just sort of blocking and returning blows, and you see one of these fish guys just like get stabbed through with one of the hooks and just go flying off the side of the boat. And so he's nixed. And then Lady Bianca is doing her best. Who's the one guy from The Princess Bride?
Wesley?
Wesley,
Inigo
yeah.
Montoya?
She's doing,
Wesley.
yeah, Inigo Montoya, that guy. Her best fencing impression is she's just shing, shing, shing. And it doesn't, you can tell she's having a little bit of trouble, but she is not breaking a sweat. She's just very cleanly bling, bling, bling. And she glances over at Philly and she sees Aligrax standing over her and this like fish person split in two. And she's very focused on Philly, but she's also like, understands she's okay for now. She's okay for now. And now we are going to go to Oliver. So at present, there's one moving towards Aligrax. There's one right in front of him and Carly. There are two up on by the wheel place fighting. There's also one that had thrown his spear where Rain was. And then I think that's all of them. Yes. And then there's two inside.
I will take a shot at the one towards Aligrax and Carly.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Pow! Oh. 6 + 5, 11?
It does not hit. Your shot goes wide. Doesn't even hit the boat. Just goes right over his shoulder into the water. Do you want to move at all?
Yeah, I'm going to start heading down the mast. I need to get a little bit more face to face in this fight.
Roll me a dexterity check.
4 + 3, 7.
Okay, so with a little bit of difficulty and slipping a couple times, but you hold on and you manage to make it all the way down to the base of the ship, right below the crow's nest. And so that's going to end your movement. Did you have a bonus action or anything you want to take?
No, I mean,
Okay.
the nearest fish person, I'm going to look right at him and flip him off.
Okay. He didn't understand that. He didn't get that.
I figured.
And you all notice. So Carly and Oliver, you guys are sort of almost right by the door. You hear a sudden boom, and you look over, and bursting through the door is Willis Carrington, and he runs out, takes a few looks around, sees Rain, and sprints over to him. He runs by one of the fish people, which gets a hit on him. Unfortunately, as he's running by, it sort of swings its claws down and rake them across his side, and you can see it dig into his ribs as he's going by, and blood begins to pour out. And he runs over to Rain and puts his hand on him and begins speaking over him. And let me see how much hit points you get back. So you're actually going to get 14 hit points back. Is that your max?
My max is 16. So
Okay. You get okay. So you are in this darkness, and suddenly this warm light sort of goes over you, and just you gasp, and you're awake, and you see a very concerned, if bloodied looking Willis looking down at you. And so you have returned back from the brink of death with Willis giving you some healing. And it's actually, we're going to go to the top of the order, and it is your turn.
I look at Willis. I'm gonna nod, stand up. Look at the is the fish man I heard earlier still alive?
I think
Well,
he got
so-
fucked up. Let me see. No,
What about
he is still alive. He is the one that's running towards Aligrax right now. So there's one that's about probably 5 to 10 feet away from you that you could still get to if you wanted to go melee. There is also one that is almost to Aligrax.
the one I taunted earlier? He down.
No, he's almost right in your face. He's the one that's like 5 feet away from you, 5-10 feet.
Okay. I turn to the one I taunted earlier,
Uh-huh.
and I crack my neck. Round 2. Just come in swinging.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Plus my intimidation, that is a 14.
14. So he looks a little shaky, but he shakes himself and he's resolute and he's ready for you. So go ahead and swing at him.
Also, because I forgot I had these, because I just wasn't paying attention, I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike.
I was wondering if you were going to use that, but like, anyways.
I straight forgot I had them. Just because.
All right, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, that is a 16 for my attack roll.
Okay, that hits, and then he's got to roll a save of strength. He rolled a 2, so you fire your arrow, and almost instantaneously, as soon as it strikes him.
That's a melee attack.
Is it?
I can use it as either, but I'm using it as a melee.
Oh, okay. So you're swinging your sword.
There's not
so-
a restriction on which way I act.
Yeah, it just says a weapon attack here, so you come down with your blade and it sinks deep into his shoulder. Roll me some damage real quick, just so I know.
Okay, so actually I gotta roll damage for both my blade and the Ensnaring Strike.
That's at the start of his turn.
Well, he takes that damage at the start of his turn. Okay, in that case, takes 7 damage from my blade.
All right. Okay. And was that a bonus action? Yeah, so you can't use your second attack. Okay, so you sink your blade into his shoulder, almost down into his chest, and green ichor just starts pouring out of it, mixed with blue, and these vines just whip out almost magically, well, essentially magically, from your blade and just begin to wrap around him, pinning him, and you can see the thorns are poking into his skin, and he's just not happy. So let's see.
As he's standing there, I'm just smile at him. I'm a wink and a smile.
What a dick. All right, next in the order is going to be Carly.
All right, I'd like to start with just yelling at Willis. Oh, hey, Willis! Are the fish guys still below deck?
Fish guys? What fish guys?
All right, I run below deck as quickly as I can.
Okay, so you're pretty easily able to move. However, you are going to take an attack of opportunity if you do from the fish guy standing right in front of you. So he's going to get an attack on you if you move out of his attack range. He may not hit you.
I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. I gotta get below deck.
So yeah, he got a 21, which beats your armor class. So he's going to, as you're moving out.
Can I burn another slot with a shield again?
Is that a reaction?
It is.
Yes. So that'll burn out another one if you want to, but that won't stop him from hitting you.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a 21.
So
Yeah, never mind.
okay. So I mean it's like 1d4 plus 1. He rolled a 4. Okay. So he's
I
It's
can
like
do
max
that.
damage, no big deal.
yeah, no big deal. So as you move away, he swings out his trident in a long horizontal arc and catches you in the back, going from shoulder blade to shoulder blade, sort of just making a slice across the top of your back. But you do move away from him and down into the depths, and you can sort of follow the puddles. And from what you know of the people over the last few days, the half-elves are all the way at the end on the right, and then Willis is almost the front one on the left, and then the gnome, which I don't ever say his name, but it's Purid, is about middle back on the left. You can see the puddles move all the way to the back to the right, and that door is open. Willis's door is open, and Purid's door is open.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head towards where Puddles went.
All right, you're able to make it to the end of the hallway, and you look in, and there is one dead fish person with a small dagger sticking out of his chest. Purid standing over him and facing off against this other fish person. Meanwhile, Mumsy and Berkston are both cowering in the corner, and you can see a large rake of claws has gone across Berkston's chest, and he's bleeding from his chest, and Mumsy's sort of trying to put pressure on it and stop him, and Purrid's sort of standing there. He looks scared, but he's there.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, I can actually do something. My action wasn't getting down there.
I'll let you go.
All right, so I'm going to, since I got to be very careful with fire on a wooden ship, let's cast poison spray towards the remaining fish guy.
Sure, let's cast it in an enclosed space. Sounds good. So he's got to
Well,
make a
let's-
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's just directly at him, so we're
yeah,
good.
it's just like a little cone. You're fine. So let's see what he does. Oh, dude, let me check his con. Okay, so yeah, you actually reach up and reach around him like you have some chloroform in your hand, and you spray out this green mist that emits almost like from your fingernails, and it goes into his mouth. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
And 1d12. Ooh, we are at 7.
7. All right. He inhales and just sort of wiggling, like freaks out a little bit, and then you see foam start coming out of his orifices on his face, and it just starts pouring out of his mouth, and he turns and he sort of puts his fishy hand claws on your shoulder, and he's just writhing, and then all of a sudden he falls back dead, and just foam is like coming out of his mouth.
Nice.
Yeah, so yep. All right, now we are on to Aligrax. So there's one right in front of you, there's one running towards you, and there's one that threw a spear that Rain's actually got in stuff now. So
Okay, so how close to me are the two that aren't right in front of me?
one's all the way at the other end of the bow, or all the way at the other end of the boat at the bow, so that's probably about 60 feet. There's one that's halfway there, about 30 feet, and then there's one that's right in front of you.
Alright, then I'm just gonna go for a great sword swing at the one right in front of me.
Swing it. Let's see what happens.
Alright, we got, let's see, is a 22 gonna hit?
That's gonna hit. Let's do some damage.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
Has he been injured at all?
Yeah, he's fucked up.
He's fucked up, alright.
No, wait. No, he's not. He's fine.
He's fine.
Sorry. Sorry, dude.
Then,
Yeah, so. Yeah, the other one got. You split in twain. That was the one that had gotten damage and hadn't been super healed up.
alright, well he's gonna take 15 points of damage.
All right, so you pull back your great sword and you cut it in a diagonal from top left to bottom right. Cut, and you sink into his shoulder, and it slows you down, but you don't stop, and you keep bringing it closer. And he's got this big gash across him, and he's not looking good. And he sort of like looks up at you and he snarls.
Snarl back.
Oh, but he snarls back again.
I can keep going all day.
He does a double snarl. All right, so next up is, I think, the fishy people, if I'm not mistaken, because Rain. Yeah. So fish people, you've got one right in front of you. Have you taken any damage yet, Aligrax?
Yes,
Okay.
I took 7.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That activates their secret ability. You activate my trap card. Yeah, why not? We'll go ahead. And he's going to make a biggity bite at you. And does a 19 hit.
Barely.
Okay, so he's going to sink his teeth into that delectable flesh. And he's going to do 4 piercing damage to you. Yep. And then he's going to swing his spear. He's going to stab his spear at you. Does a 18 hit.
No, it does not.
Okay, well, he has advantage because he's been hit. All right, cool. That doesn't hit. So he tries to swing his spear up at you, and he's so fucked up. But he like sort of turns at the last second unintentionally. Just a pain shoots through his body, and he turns and he just swings the shaft of it and rattles it against you. But that's all he's done. And then let's see. The other one runs and gets up to you. Actually, no. He's gonna stay back and he's gonna throw his spear at you. Does a 18 doesn't hit you. So. Or is that plus? Yeah, that's +3. And then there's one more that is... It's the start of his turn, so roll me some damage there. Rain. Roll me a 1d6 for that sweet, delectable damage.
He's taken 4 damage from that.
Ouch. He's not looking good. And then he needs to succeed on a strength saving throw, so he's going to try to do that right now. What is your spell DC?
Spell DC that he has to beat is an 11.
All right, he beat that, and so the thing's sticking into him, and your dagger into just piss him off so much, and busts out of these things, and like little vines go flying everywhere. And then Lady Bianca and Watermelon Head are working very hard to finish these guys off. Lady Bianca is not looking good. And Watermelon Head has taken a few blows, but he's doing okay. He suddenly actually just drops his anchor, grabs one of these guys, lifts him above his head, and with almost no effort just rips him in half.
Ugh.
Yeah, indeed.
He's on our side.
Right, and
Yeah.
then Willis starts to make his way over to. So he reaches out his hand towards the one that is that's chucking spears like an asshole. He's actually going to pull out. Yeah, I'll have him pull out his mace, and he's going to run up to the one that was restrained, and he's going to take a swing at him. With the big one. So he takes a swing, and nope, because I gotta add that in there. He hits him. Okay, so now we're gonna roll some damage. God damn, this is hard. I'm getting sleepy. Sorry. I'm gonna roll some damage against this one. Max damage on that guy. So he's gonna go down to that. So Willis comes up and like smashes where the ribs should be on this fish person. And just sort of you hear this guttural crack and squish as Willis's Morning Star comes up right into his rib cage, and you see this thing cough up green and blue gunk out of his mouth. And we're back to the top of the order at Rain.
The fish person who just broke out of my ensnare.
Yeah.
I'm going to come at him with my dual swords.
Okay.
Going to
Did you
go.
forget Oliver?
Oh, did I forget Oliver? Fuck, I did. Oliver,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Oliver,
Say
Come on,
something,
man.
dude. I have to go through 20 fish people before I get to you. I'm sorry. Okay, Oliver, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so my original idea when I got off the crow's nest
Uh-huh.
is I'm gonna go in and help Carly, but it seems that Watermelon Head and
Lady Bianca.
Lady Bianca, seems like they need my help a little bit more. So I'm gonna head towards them and take a swing with my short sword at whatever is opposing them.
Okay, so currently there's only one opposing Bianca, and as you're sort of running up the side stairs that lead you to that upper helm area, roll me a perception check real quick.
It's a 10 plus 3, 13.
13. Okay. You notice off to the side a fish person. And they are sort of floating in this reverse waterfall, just sort of watching everything that's going on. But you notice sort of swimming around them are 3 sharks. And that's all you notice as you go and you swing your sword at this person that Lady Bianca's attacking. And I think you actually get, if you're a rogue, you should get sneak attack damage.
Yes, I do have, where is it? Sneak attack special,
Okay.
which is an extra d6 of damage.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me an attack.
It's a 14 plus 3, 17.
That's gonna hit. Roll me your damage plus 1d6.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait. It's a plus 5, so it's 19. Either way.
That's fine. Either way, it hits.
And then damage, d6 plus 3. It's a 4. 1 plus 3. And the extra d6 is a 3.
Okay, you
So
do the math
7
and tell me.
altogether.
Okay. I was like, you did the math and tell me finally. So as she's sort of been fighting this thing, she has a rapier and she's stabbing, and so he's got almost Swiss cheese-esque blood and gore coming out of him. And you come up and he's looking pretty weak and he's tired and he's thinking about maybe he should just give up and go back to being a fisherman. And he looks over and sees a tiny little ghost, like dark looking motherfucker halfling, and his sword just starts from one point of the neck and slowly comes all the way across. And your blade didn't go all the way through, but it did enough to basically make him look like nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter. Whereas like his head like lolls back and like this spurt of blood comes up and it's still attached and he falls backwards, trident flying, and he's like, I should have listened to my mother, and he is dead upon the ground.
Good visuals, buddy.
Thanks, man. So that's the end of go back to rain, correct?
Yes.
Everybody roll me, actually no, Aligrax, roll me a perception check, please. No. Oliver, roll me, no, you got it, never mind. It's all too much gobbledygook. Oliver, after you slice this thing, you look back over at the priest, and it almost seems to be staring through you. And then all of a sudden, it rises up and then sinks back down. And the remainder of the fish people just sort of, almost like they suddenly hear a sound, they dive off of either side of the boat. Rain, you get an attack. Aligrax, you get an attack on one. So both you guys roll me an attack.
17.
Yep, that hits.
I got a 24 to hit, and a 2 to hit. So one, I get one.
Yeah, so both roll me damage.
My guy takes 13.
Okay.
My guy takes 9.
All right. So as these creatures are suddenly, they stop attacking you and they turn to flee. Rain, you reach down and bring your sword up, and you slice him from his chin all the way to the tip of it, the top of his skull, and his skull just sort of like splits open, and it's just so he's fucked. And actually, as the fish is diving from front of you, Aligrax, he's diving off. You say, "I don't think so," and you swing and you say it just like that, very calm and plainly, I don't think so." And you swing your sword around in one big arc. You don't even slow down as you cleave right through him. And so the top half of him makes it over the edge, but the bottom half doesn't. So that's still on the deck.
Looks like we got sushi for dinner.
And the last one does make it over and speeds off almost like a bullet away from the boat. And you see the priestess rise up out of the water one last time, looking at the three of you, since Carly's underneath. Looks at the three of you almost determinately at each one of your faces, and then sinks back into the water.
As he's looking at me, I give him a wink and a smile, and I'm coming for you. I indicate, you're mine. We are mortal enemies now.
He sort of cocks his head, sinks into the water, and goes away. And you guys have solved my Sahagwin puzzle. So congratulations!
Yay!
Good job.
Solved it. We murdered it.
You murdered everything. Everything.
Hey everyone, Mike here. Just wanted to say thanks for listening to our podcast, and a huge thank you to everyone that's been sharing it with their friends and following
hello?
us on social media.
Hello, who?
Hey Carly, what's up, dude?
Who are you?
I'm Mike,
Oh.
like I just said.
Oh, you sound nice. I like nice people.
Yeah, I try to be. Anyway, feel free to contact us on Twitter and The Last Nerds, and then Instagram, Reddit, Last Nerd.
Why can't I see anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't I see anything?
Well, don't really worry about it, but you're not really actually in your plane of existence right now. It's a real big thing. Just just
All right. Oh, hey, I'm gonna try something. I'll be right back.
okay. All right. Anyway, feel free to check us out on our Patreon for a shot at naming NPCs, submitting items, or even a chance to play a one-shot with us. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and we would love if you guys would give us money to do this. It'd be awesome, and we really appreciate anyone that's been awesome to us so far.
I'm back, by the way.
yeah. Right, okay.
Oliver really likes money. I've given him money a few times.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I tried to do
Pretty cool.
magic
This is
earlier.
like talking to a 4-year-old.
What? I'm pretty old, I guess. I stopped counting after like 20 something. I don't know.
I suppose you are. All right. Well, none of this is canonical anyway, so don't worry about it.
What does canonical mean?
It means it's not part of your world.
Well, you know. Who are you again?
Thanks, everybody. See you next week.